What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay coming back again with another stream. Yes, we are back. This is episode 17 of our NFL 2023-2024 season predictions. We got the Eagles, we've got the Giants, the Falcons, and the Jaguars to go over. So make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Click that bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss a stream and more. All right. Lot going on as far as over the last 48 hours. Obviously, had the situation with Mr. DeAndre Hopkins going over to the Titans. Shout out to Tennessee for grabbing him up. Also, as far as Mr. Saquon Barkley, that deal has not been made. We'll get into, obviously, reasons why and what he's looking for. But obviously, we're going to get started with these Philadelphia Eagles 2023-2024 season. Make sure you guys smash that like, that thumbs up. As far as Mr. Hurts, obviously you guys know that he had an exceptional start to the season. He got injured, came back, played his tail off, and solidified himself as being one of the elite quarterbacks of the league. Was it enough? I'd say so. I think he did a great job. I think he surprised a lot of people who didn't really believe in the Eagles. I'll be honest, I was one of them. But it was not enough when it came to being in the Super Bowl. Mr. Patrick Mahomes and company was just too much for that Eagles team. And that's not to say it wasn't a good game. It wasn't a close game. But I just really think that there was a different level of experience that Hurts had to adjust to. And it's not to say it will be his last time, but I think next time he'll be a little bit more poised, a little bit more ready, and we'll see what happens. But getting into the season stats, 3,701 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and it with a QBR of 66.4. That's fourth for the season. His average was 8. He had 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, along with 68. Like I said, he was injured, so obviously he missed some time. But overall, he had a decent year. These stats may have been better with those games that he missed. But, hey, getting into the last few games, obviously lost the Super Bowl to Kansas City, 38-35, where he had 27 completions on 38 attempts, 304 yards, 71% completion percentage, 8 on the average, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Long was 45, 2 sacks, QBR was 79. I mean, you can't beat it. Right? You can't really ask for a better job from your quarterback in the Super Bowl. If anything, the sacks, but obviously Kansas City defense is definitely something to mention. Of course, before that, they beat San Francisco 31-7, where he had 15 completions on 25 attempts, 121 yards, 1 sack. And then, of course, the Giants, they beat 38-7. He went 16 for 24 with 154 yards, 66 completion, and ended that game with an 84 QBR. So listen, Jalen Hurts is not the issue at all. Phenomenal quarterback. Definitely looking forward to see him ball again next year. The team in general, obviously we'll get into the depth chart. And of course, it's not working. Here we go. All right. Obviously, for the depth chart, we've got your quarterback, Mr. Jalen Hurts, running back DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell's moved to the third. A.J. Brown, wide receiver, he had a phenomenal year last year. So did Devonta Smith. Quez Watkins, Dallas Goedert, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and that's going to be Jason Kelce, one of the Kelce brothers, your center. Cam Jurgens for the right guard, and then Lance Johnson on your right tackle. As far as the defense, Brandon Graham, Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Nicholas Morrow, Nakobe Dean, Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, Terrell Edmonds, Reed Blankenship, and Darius Slay. As for your special teams, Jake Elliott, Aaron Sipas, Britton Covey, Boston Scott, and Rick Lovato is your long snapper. once again, I mean, not too much really shook up as far as the team goes. So maybe they can repeat next year if they keep everyone healthy. Jalen Hurts gets off to a good start. And they play Eagles football. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the Rich Gang. Shout out to all you guys listening and watching. What wrong slide? Moving too fast, Jay. Moving too fast. All right, getting into the season. 2023 season for these Eagles here. Obviously, they started off 9-10 against the Patriots. It's going to be September 10th at 4:25. They'll go against those New England Patriots. I'm taking the Eagles on this one. Obviously, they're going to start off strong. I'm expecting that. There's so much to say as far as with the Patriots, the quarterback issue, whether or not Mac Jones and Mr. Belichick are having their own personal issues as far as their communication and their chemistry. We'll get into that on the Patriots stream. Next up after that, it's going to be against Minnesota on the 14th. I do think this will be a good one. We can't write off Kirk Cousins, so I think it's a 50-50 on this one. Monday, 9:25 is going to be Tampa Bay. Obviously, I have them beating the Bucks. They'll go on to the Commanders. They'll surely take care of business there. Against the Rams, I'll give them that one too. I do think against the Jets on Sunday, October 15th, that's going to be another toss-up. Aaron Rodgers and company. I don't think Aaron Rodgers and those Jets are going to be a pushover. So I'm right in the middle on that one too. Back-to-back against Miami. Once again, if Tua's healthy, I think they're probably one of the biggest threats that we're facing here in the AFC. So if Tua's healthy, I may even give that one to Miami, to be honest. But, hey, we'll see. As far as rematch against the Commanders, they'll play twice. I'm going to give that one to them. Dallas, it's another one that's, depending on how Dak's playing. If he's at 100%, that defense is still clicking. These games are definitely, I want to say, more even than what we could potentially think. So I'm going to call 50-50 on that one. They'll get into the bye week on 10, and then obviously week 11 against Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be a huge game. Monday Night Football, this will be on November 20th. For the rematch, the biggest question is whether or not they're going to be able to stop Mahomes. A healthy Mahomes is way different from an injured Mahomes. So, yeah, definitely excited to see that one. Who's going to win it? I got to say it's a 50-50 again. It was a 3-point game. Granted, yes, you had injured Mahomes, but I do think it's going to be very difficult, and depending on by week 11 how banged up Kansas City is, we'll find out. Shout out to Robert A. Bates, says, thank you, Jay, for all you do. You're the man. Bills Mafia is dead. Notice how they come in and give you like the real good compliment, make you feel good about yourself, and then stab you in the back. Bills Mafia is not dead, sir. We are alive and well, and we are clicking, and we're going to make it this year. Yes, I say it every year, and I'll say it this year as well. All right, keeping it going. Obviously, week 12, Bills Mafia. Speaking of us, I'm going my Bills. You already know that. Week 13 is going to be against the San Francisco 49ers. That'll be December 3rd. Once again, this is going to be an issue of whether or not San Francisco can figure out their quarterback problem. And if they cannot, then obviously I'm going to go ahead and ride with those Eagles. After that, let me just squeeze this in here. 1 second. Here we go. After that, it's going to be Dallas again. They'll rematch. Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and give the Eagles that one. The Giants. Once again, these Giants are having issues at running back. Who knows what's going to happen with the deal? Saquon Barkley is a big portion of that offense, and they need him. I'm sure a deal will be made, or it might not be made. Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. But for right now, I'm going to give the Eagles that one. I'm also going to give them Arizona. Arizona's not doing anything this year, unfortunately. Shout out to the Arizona fans, I do apologize, but I just don't see it. Then, of course, they'll play the Giants back-to-back, basically, and that game will be to be determined. So, I have Eagles going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10? 10 wins for the season? I know somebody's going to be mad and say, Jay, you're absolutely insane. You're biased. But, hey, I got him winning 10. Obviously, we'll know what's going on once the season starts. But I do think there's big questions in regards to what Miami is going to do. San Francisco at quarterback, KC. There's a lot going on there. Whether or not the Giants can step up. If the Giants do, then, hey, they got to play them back-to-back. So you never know. 49ers as well. Dallas, there's a lot in question. But I got them winning 10. So, shout out to Grazler, says, I'm excited for the season, Jay. You? Of course I'm excited, man. We're football. This as much content as I do, obviously I try to mix things up. College football, college basketball, and NBA, all that kind of stuff to just make the filler content for the off season. But we're primarily a football channel. You guys know that. Pretty much all you guys in here right now are from football. So, I'm excited, man. I'm ready. But yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's how I basically see the Eagles schedule for next year. Could be wrong. Once again, it's all speculatory. You guys know we're just having fun with this anyways, getting you guys hyped up for the season. But yeah, there it is. All right. Next up, these Giants. Daniel Jones. Actually, you guys may remember he had that spill. Well, he recovered after that spill when he tripped on his own feet while he was trying to score a touchdown on a long run. He came back. He definitely surprised me. Made it to the playoffs. I think a lot of people didn't expect it out of him, and he came back and he shocked the NFL. Before we get into this one, make sure you guys smash that that thumbs up. It is much, much appreciated. He ended the season with 3,205 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 60.8 on the QBR, 6th in the league, right? People were sleeping on Mr. Danny Dimes, but he finished 6th in the league. His average was 6.8, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, long was 65. So not only did he throw the ball, but he actually ran as well. That combination with him and Saquon was really good. And obviously, if they can keep that same thing going, then, the Giants may actually go ahead and repeat and make it to the postseason. Now, what happens beyond that is in question, but they do have a strong shot at it. So let's go ahead and get into this story about Barkley. So why hasn't the deal happened with Barkley, and why is everything up in the air with the Giants? Well, as it says here, Barkley, it's all about the guaranteed money. The Giants offered Barkley several deals and packages that got up to what could have been close to $14 million per season, including incentives and all different types of bonuses. But the sticking points were guaranteed money and structure. The magic number was $22 million. Yeah. If you guys forgot, Saquon does have a history of injuries. So 22 is way too high. Shout out to you, Purple. What's up, yo? That is the amount of a franchise tag this year, $10.1 million, and the potential for next year at $12.1 million. It is generally what a player needs to even consider a deal on the tag. It does not appear the Giants ever got there. We between the lines, Barkley kept saying last month when explaining his thoughts on how the contract situation was being presented publicly. Listen, it's not even really the kind of situation to where he can really bargain too much. Look at what's going on with all these running backs and their contracts and everything like that. So I'm not saying, hey, just take whatever they give you. I'm saying you got to basically work with your agent and figure out specifically what kind of deal they're going to be able to put together for you, because the running back position and how much money they're getting right now is absolutely changing. And I don't see you guys getting paid the amount of money that you used to. It's not to say you're not as important, but things are changing. The game's evolving. And that position is really, I want to say, not going away, but it's not looking like you guys are being the workhorse that you used to be. So these teams are looking at the amount of money they're willing to spend on running backs at a whole new different level and a whole new different light. So, yeah, that's basically why things are at a standstill with this contract. Will they make something happen? I'm sure they will. But hey, let's go ahead and get into the schedule for next year. All right. New York Giants 2023 schedule. Obviously, week 1 they're going to go against Dallas. This will be a great one. Good start to the season for both teams. Whether or not we're going to see, Daniel Jones come out, I'm sure he's going to be more confident. He's going to be more poised. He's going to throw that ball. He's going to run, play his game. He's got the Giants' offensive, scheme down packed at this point. So I do definitely think they're solid there. The question of whether or not Dallas is going to have a repeat of last year as far as with their defense, and if Mr. Dak Prescott can come out and ball the way that he needs to as a veteran quarterback that he should be. So I'm going to say 50-50 on this one. It may be a high-scoring game. Who knows? But I'm at a 50-50. I'll give him against Arizona. I'm going to be honest with you. I probably have Arizona winning nothing this year. If I could play the cricket sound, I'd play it right now. I hate to say it. It's just true. Never know what's going to happen. But, yeah, I got him against the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers, once again, getting back into the question as far as quarterback. I do think San Francisco wins this game. I think they're going to lose against San Francisco regardless. It's too much of an offensive power and defense there with San Francisco. Their only issue is quarterback. So, Seattle Seahawks, once again, Geno Smith and company. Nothing to sleep on. Another one of those 50-50 games. Miami Dolphins, I got Miami on this one. Obviously, I got my Bills Mafia. Commanders, I'm going to give the Giants the Commanders. The Jets, I think the Jets are going to go ahead and take care of business against these Giants. Mr. Garoppolo and company, the Raiders, that's going to be on November 5th. There's big questions as far as what's going on with his contract and whether or not he's going to be able to start and all that kind of stuff. So, who knows what's going to happen with the Raiders. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But, hey, once again, we'll get into that later. So I'm going to go to give the Giants that one. Dallas again. Another 50-50 shot. I'm going to give them the Commanders. I'll give them New England. Like I said, New England's just going through so many issues and so many problems with quarterback that the chemistry's just not there. Plus, who does Mac have anybody to throw to? Who's out there? Who's going to catch that ball? Practice squad? I mean, that's what they basically have. They then go into bye week. I'm going to give them Green Bay. I'm not too sure about Packers coming off too strong, even though I want to see Jordan Love do great. It's his team now. He's going to ball. I would like to see it. But, hey, I'm going to give him the Packers. Saints, I'm going to give them the Saints as well. They'll lose to Philly. Win against the Rams and then Philly again. But, hey, like I said, all speculatory. You guys know how this goes. Shout out to Happy Faces. Hey, Jay, don't sleep on New England. Listen, I was reading a story earlier in regards to how Mac Jones is being disrespected by Mr. Bill Belichick because of, him speaking out during the season, and Bill Belichick doesn't like that and all that kind of stuff. And they could have got DeAndre Hopkins, but Belichick chose not to, especially with the kind of because, they need weapons out there. And I guess someone was saying that it was a slap in the face to Mr. Mac Jones. So he's going to have a tough year ahead of him. Now, listen, the Patriots have came off of, I want to say, winning seasons for a long time, right? So it's very difficult to be a Patriots fan and watch what's happening with your team. I totally get it. But Bill Belichick has always been a man of figuring things out. Will he figure out Mac Jones? Who knows? I don't think he will. I don't know if he's going to be that next person up after Tom Brady to do it. I think there's too much that goes into it, and Mac doesn't have it. But, hey, we'll see. Shout out to Philip in the building. Says, I want to see Packers lose. We'll see. We'll see. Robert says, Jordan Love will do great, Jay, because look who he played second string to. Now, listen, we could say that in regards to everyone that was under Tom Brady, and we see what's going on with Jacoby Brissett and Garoppolo. All right. Doesn't matter who you play under. It's whether or not you actually have the talent and you've paid attention to what they did and really learned from the master. All right. Getting into preseason, as far as these Giants, they're obviously going to start off with the Detroit Lions on 8/11. Carolina Panthers on 8/18, and then Saturday 8/26 it will be against the New York Jets. All right. So next up, Atlanta Falcons. 2003 to 2024 Atlanta Falcons. Before we get into this one, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up as we keep it going. Atlanta Falcons depth chart, basically a new squad. Rookies, young team. There's going to be a lot of development. Hopefully a lot of time spent with, offensive line and offensive coordinators. The whole thing is being restructured. So I don't have high hopes for Atlanta, but I do think with what's presented, they can do something right with it. Obviously, you got Desmond Ridder as your starting quarterback. Behind him is going to be Mr. Tyler Heineke. He did decent for the Commanders. I mean, as much as he could have. So he's going to be a good second if something happens to Desmond, or if Desmond can't perform the way that he needs to. Running back, Mr. Robinson. Of course, wide receiver is going to be Drake London, Mac Hollins, Scotty Miller, Kyle Pitts, your tight end, Keith Smith, fullback, Jake Matthews, left tackle, Matthew Bergeron, left guard, Drew Dahlman, your center, right guard, Chris Lindstrom, and then right tackle is going to be Caleb McGarry. So, yeah, you have some new shining stars, new talent, and I want to see them do okay, right? We know they're going to have a tough time, but want to see some good games. Listen, nobody really wants to see a team get blown out because then the games aren't really as fun, right? You want to see close games, teams play good. I'm hoping that Atlanta definitely have some games where we're like, oh, man, we didn't expect that. So hopefully that does happen. But, hey, we'll see. Keep it going to the defense. We've got Callis Campbell, David Onyemata, Grady Jarrett, Lorenzo Carter, Troy Anderson, Caden Ellis, Bud Dupree, A.J. Terrell, Richie Grant, Jesse Bates III, and Jeff Okuda. And then as far as for our special teams, we have Young Ho Koo, Bradley Pinion, Mike Hughes, Cordero Patterson, and Liam McCullough. Mr. Cordero Patterson is that guy that used to run the ball back all the time, and haven't heard too much of his name lately. But hey, we may get a show of him soon. We'll see what happens. Shout out to Scott. Says same with Favre and Rodgers. He more or less just paid attention to Favre, wasn't really teaching him. So there was a story that I did about Mr. Rodgers last year. It was last year. Some of you may remember this when I called Aaron Rodgers a diva, because obviously he basically stated that, it wasn't his job to train rookies on, potentially taking over his job and things like that. Right? And that was one of the biggest things because Mr. Rodgers didn't want to really have to work with rookies to train and motivate and develop them. And he really just wanted a made team, which is kind of like why he's over there with those Jets now. You guys remember that. So how much can you learn from a man that really doesn't want to teach you anything opposed to just watching what he does. So, yeah. But hey, let's keep it going. Getting into the season, Atlanta Falcons 2023 season. Week 1, Carolina Panthers. Hey, I might give them this one, right? If there's any team that you're going to beat, it's going to be the Panthers. Next up is Green Bay Week 2. This may be more even as far as of any game for them. Jordan Love and company, we're just talking about them. But, yeah, I think this would be a great game. 2, quarterbacks just basically starting for their team and getting it going. I'm excited to see that one. Week 3 against Detroit Lions. I've got Detroit on this one. Mr. Jared Goff and company. Detroit's looking to ball this year. Sunday 10-1, October 1 is going to be against the Jaguars. Shout out to ESPN. Yeah, I got it for you guys. Don't worry. That'll be a 9:30 a.m. game. We'll be up for that one. I got the Jags. Mr. Trevor Lawrence and company is going to handle business. Houston Texans. This is another one where, I don't really have too much faith in the Texans this year. They did surprise in some games last year, but I don't feel comfortable saying that they're going to win things like this. But hey, it's possible. Even matchup, basically. Commanders, once again, it's another, even game for Atlanta. Not, the way that it starts, I only really have them with 2 losses getting started. I'll give them Carolina, Green Bay, they might pull it off depending on how well they're playing. They'll lose to Detroit, most likely. They'll lose to Jacksonville, most likely. But realistically, they can win against the Texans. They can win against the Commanders. Tampa Bay's not really doing much. I don't trust Baker Mayfield over there. We'll probably see Kyle Trask soon. Tennessee Titans. Hey, will Hopkins cook on them? We'll see. I'm going to take Minnesota on that one. I'm going to give Atlanta, Arizona. They'll, of course, go on their bye week after that, week 11. Week 12, the Saints. They'll then face the Jets on the December 3rd. Tampa Bay again, Panthers again. They'll face the Colts. Shout out to Luta. Go against those Bears, Chicago Bears, and then the Saints. So, hey, they've got an opportunity to win some games here, make a name for themselves. Whether or not they have the chemistry to do so and actually pull off some upsets is what's going to be in question. Obviously, they'll start preseason against Miami, the Bengals, and the Steelers. So they've got their work cut out for them in the preseason. Not that it really matters. It kind of does and it doesn't, but you get the point. But yeah, as far as starting things off with this regular season for the 2023 Falcons, they got a good time or a good amount of time to really get things together within the first couple games before things do get serious, and it'll be really interesting to see how they work this out. That is for sure. Shout out to Quentin, says I think Falcons will get last in the division, but I also think they could surprise some people. That secondary looks nice. That's what I'm saying. When you look at the schedule, it's like, all right, well, it's a good mix. They don't have too many teams that are very difficult to beat. And if you have like the worst case scenario with Jacksonville or Detroit, which, somebody gets injured or something like that, knock on wood. But yeah, I don't see where they would have too much trouble. Now, the real question is whether or not Desmond Ridder and company is going to have that kind of chemistry that they need to just pull these games off. Because if they're not ready, then they're not ready. It's just what it is. Scott says Falcons are going to be the same level as Commanders, both bottom of their division. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Last but not least, these Jacksonville Jaguars. 2023-2024 Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Trevor Lawrence and company. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up as we get into it. Last season, Trevor Lawrence. Remember when he this big thing was, he's never lost a game on Saturday and everybody was going wild because, it was big thing. Well, he did end up losing. And I think it made him better for it, to be honest. He definitely showed up last year. 4,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. QBR was 54.5, but hey, listen. He made it to the postseason with that, so you never know what's going to happen. Getting into the average yards was 7. His long was 59. It's really interesting because Jacksonville was always a team that had, I want to say, struggled at quarterback since the Mark Brunell days. Right? I remember Mr. Mark Brunell. That was, he balled out. After that, they struggled. Now Trevor Lawrence is, the face of the franchise and looking to put Jacksonville back on the map. Well, I think that he has. I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars is not that same team that we were looking at years ago with Mr. Lawrence, and I wouldn't sleep on them as well. So, getting into the depth chart for Jacksonville, obviously you have Trevor Lawrence as your starting quarterback. Running back Travis Etienne, who had a great season. Second's going to be Tank Bigsby, Jermichael Hasty, and then D'Ernest Johnson on the fourth. Wide receiver Christian Kirk. Calvin Ridley joins the squad. Mr. Calvin coming over. Zay Jones. He was on the Bills for a while. You guys remember Zay Jones? Well, he's over there with those Jaguars. Evan Ingram on the tight end. Derek Parrish on the fullback. Cam Robinson's on a suspension. You guys know what's going on there. Ben Barch is your left guard. Luke Fortner on the center. Brandon Scherf on the right guard. Walker Little on the right tackle. As far as your defense, Folo Runzo Fatuski, Devon Hamilton, Roy Robinson Harris, Josh Allen, the other one, Devin Lloyd, Foy Sade Alokin, Trayvon Walker. He had a decent season, right? Coming off that rookie year. Tyson Campbell, Rashawn Jenkins, Andre Sisco, and Darius Williams. And then for your special teams, Brandon McManus, Logan Cook, Jamal Agnew, and then Ross Matisic. So, yeah. Obviously, that defense, we're looking forward to step up this year for those Jaguars. Key points as far as what I've seen with Trevor Lawrence, right? He was kind of cocky, right? Came into the league, obviously all the same kind of hype that I would say that Joe Burrow had, right? But Joe Burrow proved to be that man. He proved to be Cool Joe. And I think this is the year where Trevor Lawrence really, settles down, figures things out, and takes his time to make those plays that he needs to. And hopefully that offensive line will give him the time to do so. Shout out to Scott, says Jacksonville's number one sleeper. We'll see. Jay, is Trevor Lawrence a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Not right now. I could think of 10 other quarterbacks that would be better than Trevor Lawrence right now. Yes. Shout out to Purple, says, I'm a Joe fan. As much as I hate to say it, I'm a Joe fan, right? I respect great quarterbacks, and Joe has really came out and proved himself. So I definitely respect it. Getting to the schedule. 2023 Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting into your week one, they'll face the Colts. I think this will be an easy one for them. After that, they go against KC, the Kansas City Chiefs. This is not going to be an easy one for them. Week two, September 17th at 1 p.m. That's going to be a great game to watch. I'm going to have to go with the Super Bowl champions on this one. But, hey, you never know. Somebody could figure something out defensively. Trevor Lawrence might go on a ridiculous tear. Who knows? We'll see. Definitely looking forward to that one. Sunday, September 24th against the Texans. I'll give them that. They'll play Atlanta October 1st. That's the ESPN game we're talking about. Going to give Jacksonville that one. Obviously, they'll face Buffalo on the 8th. You guys know I'm rocking with the Bills Mafia. You know that. They'll rematch with the Colts again. I'll give Jacksonville that one. The Saints, this will be a good one, hopefully. We'll see. Maybe that Saints defense will keep things at bay. After that, it's going to be the Steelers, Kenny Pickett and Mr. Trevor Lawrence going at it. That's going to be a great one on Sunday at 1. That's going to be October 29th. After that, they'll go on a bye week for Week 9. Week 10 is going to be against the San Francisco 49ers. I do have the 49ers on that one. Once again, we got to figure out the quarterback situation, but I'm going to give the 49ers that one. Tennessee Titans, I think this will be good. I think it'll be great. They'll go on to win against the Texans, probably lose against the Bengals, most likely win against the Browns. Baltimore and Jacksonville, that's going to be a good one, right? Can't sleep on Mr. Lamar Jackson and Odell. I'm a toss-up on that one. I'll give him Tampa Bay. I'll give him the Panthers, and then there's going to be a rematch with the Titans. And from the looks of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, possible 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm seeing it for Jacksonville. Obviously, everyone stays healthy. They're able to play better Jacksonville Jaguars football. They may make the postseason again. They may make it again. As far as the preseason goes, they'll face Dallas first, August 12th, Detroit, August 19th, and then Miami on 8/26. And that is your schedule for Jacksonville Jaguars 2023-2024 season. All right. Shout out to Philip, says those Bills tickets are out of my budget. Shout out to you, Phil. I know you got it, man. If anybody's got it, Phil's got it. He's sitting on the mother load. He's just a humble guy. Phil reminds me of Timo. They got all the money, but Timo just brags about it. That's the difference, yo. Sheila says they are turning Trevor loose this year. You can all mess with me then. Shout out to you, Sheila. We'll see. Listen, I definitely think they're going to have a great season. I'm not seeing too much on here that you guys should be worried about. Obviously, you got KC, the Bills, Pittsburgh, 49ers, Bengals, Baltimore. Other than that, I'm not going to say it's smooth sailing, right? These other teams want to win too. All these other guys have great players. But for the most part, with the talent that Jacksonville has, I definitely see them winning the majority of these games and heading into the postseason. So, shout out to Robert, says, well, to everyone, surprised it will be the 49ers versus the Jets this year in the Super Bowl. What are you smoking, Robert? 49ers and Jets? Putting too much faith on Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. We got 16 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to get to 20. Make sure you're smashing that thumbs up. It is much, much appreciated. And I do thank you all for the support rocking with us today here. All right, ladies and gents, that is it for the predictions. I mean, we could just, chill and chop it up. I wasn't expecting to get these done too early, but hey, I did. One thing that I did want to talk about, I did see that article in regards to Mr. Mac Jones. I'll pull it up. Something that we can get into. Where is it at? Mac Jones. Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. Throw this on here. So here we go. Mr. Mac Jones is nowhere near ESPN's rankings for top quarterback in 2023. We were just talking about this earlier in regards to the issues and the dynamics between Mac Jones and Bill Belichick and the chemistry and the problems that they're having at wide receiver and why they didn't pick up DeAndre Hopkins, all that crazy stuff. Well, let's get into this one. It says, given those around the NFL haven't been too impressed with any position on the Patriots roster, it should come as no surprise that Mac Jones is nowhere near ESPN's top 10 quarterback rankings ahead of the 2023 season. But what is very clear from the list, which came out Monday morning, is that Jones is near the bottom of the barrel in the minds of those around the league. In ESPN's poll of NFL coaches, scouts, and other executives, Jones received no votes at all. Zip, zilch, nada. Now, keep in mind, right, Brady did have some tough years before he caught fire. It's not to say that Mac Jones can't come back and be great, but right now he's just not looking like that quarterback for the Patriots. It's just a reality of it. Too many issues as far as a team. The roster is in shambles right now. I feel like Bill Belichick goes home from staff meetings and training camp and he cries himself to sleep because Tom is gone. Because in all reality, Tom Brady was Bill Belichick's first love. He doesn't even have that same smug smile he normally had when you see him. He's just all mad now and grumpy old man action. He's really upset since Tom left, and you can just tell. And he's probably taking it out on Mac Jones. He's like, "Why aren't you like Tom?" And then slaps him. He just probably does that before every game. But moving on, Jones was obviously well outside of the top 10, but he didn't even receive any love in the honorable mention section, which consisted of 5 quarterbacks. 4 other passers received votes, and Jones was not among them either. The top 10 was pretty standard. Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes topped the list, followed by Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, and then Matthew Stafford rounded out the top 10. Cleveland's Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Tua Tagovailoa made up the honorable mention list, while lower-tier quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, Geno Smith, and Daniel Jones received some votes. I don't even know why they're considering Kyler Murray to be in that tier. Just drop him at the bottom of the barrel, completely. What are they talking about? But, hey, whatever. It then goes on to say that it just shows how much Jones' stock has tumbled after a train wreck of all sophomore season. Jones had inspired some hope that he could be New England's quarterback of the future after a promising rookie season in 2021. But that all went out the window as he struggled throughout the 2022 season campaign. There is hope that Jones can win some respect back around the league and some games for the Patriots now that Bill O'Brien will be running the offense in 2023, but it is clear that Mac has a lot of work to do, repair his standing among NFL coaches, scouts, and executives. So, hey, Mac has so much to do, but let's not get this man people that can actually catch the ball. Or let's not work on our offense in general, right? Let's just put everything on Mac Jones' back because we thought he'd be the next Tom Brady. All right. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Robert. Says, funny, no matter what questions you ask Billy B, he has the same facial reaction. What smile? I feel like the majority of people who, even the Patriots fans, have a love-hate relationship with Belichick, because at the end of the day, obviously, your coach is the driving force behind the team, and he makes sure that they're in tip-top shape, championship shape, and ready to go. Bill Belichick has done that, but I don't think too many players were happy under him, besides Tom, for obvious reasons, right? But that's another story. Neither here nor there. Will Mac Jones be the future of the franchise? We'll see this year. I'm sure if it doesn't work out, Mr. Mac Jones is going to be on somebody's backup list. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 2023-2024 season predictions for your Eagles, Giants, Falcons, and Jacksonville Jaguars. And obviously tomorrow we'll pick back up like normal with our news content, other season predictions, and we will keep it going. This is 31 days. We're almost halfway through, ladies and gentlemen. 31 days of football as we prepare for the preseason. NFL 2023-2024 season. My goodness, we're almost there. A couple of other things that I want to get into. If you guys hadn't noticed, made some changes to the channel. Made some color changes, some updates. Did some rebranding, Working on a couple other things for you guys. Obviously, I know there's a couple people waiting for jerseys from me. Those are coming. Don't worry, you'll have them before week 1. Merch is coming soon as well with the rebrand. I told you guys how I basically got scammed the one time, which I'm still kind of ticked off about because there was so much time involved. But the individual had sent me a mock-up. I liked the mock-up. I didn't hear anything back from them. They were supposed to finish it. They never finished it. And I ended up working with somebody else in regards to getting some stuff done. They've been doing a great job. We've been having great communication and all that kind of stuff. So we're almost there with the merch. I'm excited for it. You guys have asked for it, and I'm here to deliver, and I hope you guys like it. There's been a lot of work, a lot of creativity behind it, and I'm finally excited that for this season we'll be ready to get the merch going for you guys, and I'll be able to rock some Jreasn gear. So, Dalvin Cook, still a free agent, I think. Let's get into that one. Let's do it, Mr. Dalvin Cook. What's going on with Mr. Dalvin Cook? Look at you. You said Delvin. It's Dalvin, my friend. Got me all discombobulated. All right. There's a story here. Okay. Well, we'll go here then. Listen, y'all keep coming with content. We gonna chop it up. I'm down. I'm down for it. I am down for it. What do we got? We have next man up. Patriots' new betting favorites for Pro Bowl running back, Mr. Dalvin Cook. Despite losing out on acquiring receiver DeAndre Hopkins, the oddsmakers favored the New England Patriots to sign 4-time Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook. I don't know how this really helps the Patriots because they need wide receivers, but okay. Foxborough are the New England Patriots on to, wait for it, Dalvin Cook. Having recently swung and missed on their attempt to add 5-time All-Pro receiver DeAndre Hopkins, New England is once again being notably linked via the rumor mill to the former Minnesota Vikings running back. In fact, per the latest offering from DraftKings Sportsbook, the Pats are the new favorites to sign Cook plus 150 prior to the start of training camp. Despite the Miami Dolphins remaining his most logical destination, rumors have continued to circulate surrounding the Patriots' possible interest in acquiring Cook. Following the release of James Robinson in June, New England has reportedly been in the market for a dual threat back to complement top runner Ramondre Stevenson. Though receiver Hopkins had been the Pats' primary free agent target, several NFL analysts have listed New England as a potential fit. With just north of $18 million in available salary cap space and Hopkins set to join the Tennessee Titans in a matter of days, might the Pats be willing to increase their offers to secure Cook's services? One prominent NFL insider seems to be thinking in line with the odds maker. End quote. Let's see if they take some of the money that could be earmarked for DeAndre Hopkins and try to reallocate it to a player like Dalvin Cook, Schefter said Monday on ESPN's Get Up. Listen, with all the talk as far as what's been going on with the running backs and issues as far as contracts and things like that, this may be a smart move for Dalvin to take what he can in regards to, going over the Patriots and potentially putting that squad on his back running-wise. Because Mr. Mac Jones can definitely use all the help he can get. And whether or not Bill Belichick wants to make things work for him, it probably would make sense to pick up somebody like Dalvin Cook, who rushed for 1,173 yards, had 8 touchdowns, and 39 receptions for 295 yards with the Vikings. So, yeah. We'll see. You guys know. I'll let you know as soon as it happens. Shout out to Bob. Says, do you think Zeke will sit this year out? Whew, that's a good question. Yes, I'm going to say yes for two reasons. I think that teams realized once Zeke got the bag that he kind of just stopped caring about playing the game. I think the hunger and the motivation for Ezekiel Elliott went out the window when he got paid. And that's the kind of stuff that teams notice. You know, what was your production after you got that big contract? What did you do? How did you actually contribute? What did you do that was better than Mr. Tony Pollard, who they could pay someone just like they paid or pay that same amount for Tony Pollard opposed to giving any money to Zeke? Right? I'm sure if, I'm in the back room somewhere doing my whole agent thing and looking at scouting and all that kind of stuff, that's the kind of things that I'm looking at when I make that kind of deal, if I even want to pursue him, right? When there's so many other people that you can talk about. Shout out to Sheila, says my favorite four quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and new kid on the block, Richardson, because I'm a Gator. Just hope he doesn't disappoint like Tebow did. That's the name I haven't heard in a long time, Mr. Tim Tebow. Shout out to him, yo. Shout out to Tech 713 coming through with the $4.99 donation. We got to bring Mr. Ric Flair out for that one. Shout out to you. Ric Flair, where are you at? Shout out to you guys. Thank you for the support. Tech 713. Thank you for the donation, my friend. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot that goes into scouting as far as specifically what, different teams are willing to spend, where they're looking to allocate their resources, and whether or not a veteran quarterback or veteran running back or quarterback is willing to actually go ahead and play ball in a sense. So we shall see. We shall see. Sheila says, great college quarterback, but not NFL quarterback. What's Ric Flair's new drink called? Hold on, let me pull this up here. I looked at it earlier. Yeah, it's Woo Energy. Why not? Let's you guys keep giving me stuff to talk about. We're gonna keep talking about it. So yeah, Mr. Wu himself. We gotta hit the button for this one. We definitely gotta hit the button for this one. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. Mr. Ric Flair launches the energy drink. Best natural high I've had, in quotes. Let's get into this one. Unless it doesn't want to play. All right, it doesn't want to play. All right, so it says Ric Flair just launched an energy drink, and while it won't necessarily make you a styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun, you can now drink like the Nature Boy. Woo Energy debuted early this week. The TMZ Sports was joined by the WWE Hall of Famer and his business partner, Chad Bronstein. I think it's going to be the most successful venture that I've ever been involved in my life, Flair told us. And this is a shot of the can. Now, listen, I'm not drinking this, okay? But I'm definitely going to have to get a can of this. I'm going to have to do it just to have the can. I'm going to go ahead and buy this can, and I'll probably put it up. You guys know I got this shelf thing behind me with like all kinds of stuff on it. But I'm definitely going to buy this can and put it on there because this is absolutely hilarious, and I have to do it. So yeah, Woo Energy is a drink. Of course, energy drinks are as hot as they've ever been. Look no further than people like Logan Paul, KSI, who's also launched their own drink. But Chad says, Woo isn't your standard caffeine-loaded sugary drink like some others in the industry. I mean, how much can it be different, right? It said it's a different kind of energy drink. We have a proprietary blend of functional mushrooms. Okay. Not psychedelic mushrooms, make it very clear. It's mushrooms you could buy at Whole Foods today. Lion's Mane, Rishi, etc. It's a proprietary blend, so you don't really have that jittery feeling if you drink a Red Bull, Bronstein said. The pair says the plan is to blow the drink up, and they've already started getting product out to different areas of the country. We launched in markets on the East Coast and thousands of stores. We're going Midwest. California, we're online. We're going to make some pretty large announcements with some partnerships. We're getting involved with doing some exclusives with sports teams as well. It's going to be a massive distribution. Let's play the video.
Okay.
I can't play that song. You guys know how that goes. But yeah, you'll see some shots here as far as Mr. Ric Flair out promoting the drink, which like it's pretty cool. I like the design. I like the way it looks, but I'm not gonna drink it. But I'll definitely buy a can just to have it. So to support Mr. Ric Flair. So, yeah. Rick and Chad have even hit the streets, spreading the word about the drink, hooking up to a custom golf cart and driving around South Florida, giving away the energy drink. Flair even threw a big party at Hulk Hogan's bar, Hogan's Hangout in Clearwater, Florida. And we gotta send off one more time in support of Mr. Ric Flair. Shout out to him on his new energy drink endeavor. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna drink it, but I'm definitely gonna go ahead and support the man and purchase one because Ric Flair is a household name around here, without a doubt. Shout out to Sheila, is going to get it and put it in my grandmother's Barbie room. Granddaughter's Barbie room. Just don't let her drink it, yo, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're like bouncing off the walls. You'd be wondering why. And it's like she had that. She had that woo energy. That's going to be the new thing, yo. It's going to be the new thing. Robert says Ric Flair still making that coin. Yeah, man. Listen. If you notice with a lot of entertainers, athletes, sports figures, people that have been in like certain industries for a long time that have made so much money, it's very easy for them to use their name, use their likeness, and basically just push out a product like this, which people know Ric Flair. This man's a legend. So, he could have just made T-shirts and it would have sold. He could have made an energy drink, which he just did, and it's going to sell, But, yeah, I mean, it's weird to me. The sparkling mushroom elixir. I'm being real with you guys. I'm not drinking anything that has the word elixir on it, let alone mushrooms. So, you guys can have at it. I'm just going to buy a can just for show and just for the collectible value of it because I'm not drinking this. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Shout out to Ric Flair, though. What do we got? We got 18 likes. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. We need 2 more to hit 20. 2 more likes, 2 more thumbs up to hit 20. Shout out to you guys for making it happen. I do thank you for the support and rocking with us today here. All right. I think we covered a lot today. A lot more than what I even thought I was going to. We did 4 teams. Got caught up there. Obviously, we'll be back at it normal tomorrow. We'll also have the viral news of what's going on. Shout out to Sheila. Says, Jay, way before your time, but have you heard of Dick the Dick the Bruiser, huh? I can't say I have. My mind just went in a whole different direction. You guys got me on one. Shout out to you, Ronald. I know you were asking me about the family thing, joining the membership. Right beneath the chat, you should see the money sign. And if you click on that money sign there, you should have the option to join the membership. That way you can join the family if you're still looking to do so, my friend. Sheila, I have not heard of that. I have not. She definitely caught me off guard there. Shout out to Sirius. Purple says, I remember him. Yo, you guys are ridiculous tonight. Can someone in the chat explain to me who this is? I need to know now before I Google it. Because I feel like if I Google it, I'm going to Google some crazy stuff. Sheila says, Indian wrestler, but was big. My daddy used to take me to his matches. Let's see who this is. We got to pull this up now. Hold on. Oh yeah, this dude looks wild. Hold on, let me pull it up. This guy. Purple's like, he's a real person. Yo, that's okay. He looks like a guy you don't want to tussle around with, you know? Mr. Dick the Bruiser. He was born William Fritz, born in 1929, passed away in 91. Yeah, I haven't I've not heard of Mr. Dick the Bruiser. I'll have to go in and do some research. Sirius says AWA Days is when I first started watching. Shout out to you. So yeah, that'd be some nice little research for the night. I'll check into that. Ron says it's not there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the link for you again, and I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then let me know what happened so we can get this situated for you, because I want to make sure you're all set. Make sure you're all set and good to go. All right, so membership. Here we go. All right, so I dropped the link in the chat. What you'll do is you'll click on it. You're going to come to the membership page, and then you should have the option to join at that point. And then you should be all set, and you'll have that fancy TF next to your name. Be a part of the family. I know some of you guys dipped out for a little bit. It's cool. I get it. I totally get it. And I'm sure you'll be back for the football season. But I'm going to say this. It's coming back. And if you're a member of the family and you know what I'm talking about, make sure you join, because it's coming back. Week 1, it's coming back. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't mention it. You already know how that goes. It's coming back. Gotta give you the side eye on that one. It is coming back, and we're gonna have a good time, and it'll be great. It'll be great. So yeah. Shout out to you, Sirius. All right, what else we got? I'm trying to we'll throw one more in here before I get out of here. Bob, I did. I definitely did. Here we go. What do we got? All right. We'll leave it off with this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got no deals tagged for Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, which is absolutely wild because we were just talking about him. But hey, let's go on and get into this story. Before we do, smash that like, that thumbs up. Let's roll the clip.
Okay, how much does Daniel Jones' success depend on Saquon Barkley being there week 1?
They need Saquon Barkley. That offense without Saquon Barkley does not look the same. You look out there in the spring at workouts, and you see Matt Breida, Gary Brightwell, and fifth-round pick Eric Gray in the backfield. How do you think Daniel Jones feels when he turns around? When he sees those guys, hey, Saquon, where'd you go? I thought you were back there. You know, when Saquon Barkley's back there, the threat for him to take it for a touchdown is there every single play.
Yeah.
right? That is the number one skill that he brings. Like, that's the number one thing he brings to any offense. He scares other teams because he has that breakaway ability. Without him, they don't. You know what Saquon?
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that because obviously when he's in that backfield and he's healthy, right, this man is coming at you like a wrecking ball. He's able to break through those gaps. He's got the speed. He's got the strength. He's got the power. The biggest thing is whether or not he's going to stay healthy. And that's why a lot of these teams really aren't willing to spend the amount of money that these running backs want, because these guys are getting beat up every Sunday. Well, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. So when you have someone who is repeatedly getting hit and beat up and is very injury prone, it's going to cause issues now, especially with the way the NFL is moving. But we'll keep it going.
Barkley's missing, though.
What?
I was thinking about it before. He's missing Dave Gettleman being there, because if Dave Gettleman was there, hey, Patrick Omame, hey, Nate Solder, wait, you want some of that? Hey, Kyle Rudolph, he got a broken foot, no big deal. Saquon's out here, had a great year, and he's like, how come nobody wants to give me money? Where's Dave when I need him?
I'll tell you what, Jordan, I go back to week 1 last year, that 2-point play against Tennessee, right? They pitched the ball to Saquon. There's guys in the backfield.
Yeah.
He was dead in the water and had to make it happen on his own. That's the difference Saquon Barkley brings at his best.
And man,
So yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to obviously get into the mind of a front office and what they're willing to spend for someone like Saquon Barkley. Is he worth the money? Yeah, we can sit here and say pay the man. But at the end of the day, they're making different decisions as far as with salary cap space, with, you know, how they're looking at the future, and whether or not this player is going to be viable down the line. So I can see why there's no deal made as of yet. But yeah, Monday's deadline for franchise players to agree to long-term contracts passed without deals for Giants Saquon Barkley, Las Vegas Raiders Josh Jacobs, and Dallas Cowboys Tony Pollard. The 3 running backs were the only players who received the franchise tag not to have reached a long-term contract, and they had until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday to get one. They will now have to play 2023 season on their franchise tenders, worth $10 million for running backs. Pollard has already signed his tender. Barkley and Jacobs, however, remain unsigned and stayed away from their team's offensive off-season programs. It is what it is, Barkley tweeted Monday. Don't you wish you could just say that at your job? It is what it is. Because they're unsigned, Barkley and Jacobs cannot be fined for not attending training camp, which begins for veterans on both the Giants and Raiders on July 25th. Barkley and Jacobs are not expected to report to training camp with the rest of their teams. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported Monday the 2 unsigned stars will lose money only if they miss regular season games and forfeit game checks. Listen, at the end of the day, obviously, if you're going to play with your squad, play with your team, you need to be out there training. You need to keep those legs moving. You need to stay fresh. You need to go put in the work. So that you're not injured, you're not getting hurt week 1, because then you're really going to ruin your chances of making any kind of money. But hey, I get it. You want your money and you want it now. Call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. That is not an endorsement, by the way. That is not an endorsement. I had to let you guys know. Moving on. Says the player to most recently sit out an entire season was running back Le'Veon Bell in 2018. Remember that name? Where's Bell at now? This is how sad it's become for running backs. The Giants' contract negotiations with Barkley did not go smoothly from the start. The Giants made an initial offer during the bye week last November that Barkley never seriously considered. Multiple sources told ESPN's Jordan Raanan. The two sides in table talks until after the season. The Giants' offers to Barkley increased early this year, reaching a point where the deal could max out at $14 million per season. Sources told Raanan. But the sticking point was guaranteed money and structure. They never got too close to his satisfaction. All right, that's it, guys. You know, it's really a shame. It really is. And I'm sad to see Saquon get caught up in this, but that's just the reality of things. You know, $14 million wasn't enough. Pay me the $14 million. I'll put on a Giants jersey and some pads, and I'll get back in the gym. I may not be able to give you all the speed that you want because, you know, I'm a little older now. But I'm sure I could take some hits, and I might be able to get a few yards. Maybe able to get a couple. Get a couple out of there. As long as I can get around that edge. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm starting to just ramble. Bob says neither is 185 million. Hey, listen, speaking of money, you know what? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Powerball tonight. Okay. Powerball. Why not? Why not talk about it? Big money at play here. $900 million jackpot is up for grabs, and Monday night's Powerball drawing. Go to the store, grab like $5 and change, grab it out of your car, take it out of the kid's piggy bank, go get a couple tickets, and try to win yourself close to $1 billion. Let's get into it. Feeling lucky, a $900 million Powerball jackpot grand prize is up for grabs during Monday night's drawing, the third largest jackpot in the game's history, according to Powerball. If a player wins the jackpot on Monday night, they will have the choice between an yearly prize worth an estimated $900 million or a lump sum payment estimated at $465 million, both before taxes. Pay attention to that. Both before taxes. The jackpot rolled after no ticket matched all 6 numbers drawn Saturday night. White balls. Pause. 2, 9, 43, 55, 57, and red Powerball 18. I'm tired, yo. They have now been 37 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner since its April 19th drawing, when a ticket in Ohio matched all 6 numbers to win a grand prize worth $252.6 million. Monday's grand prize ranks as the third largest Powerball jackpot and 7th largest U.S. lottery jackpot, according to Powerball. The largest ever Powerball prize was $2 billion. Was won in California on November 7th. It's crazy. I forgot about that one. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at $1 billion. So, hey, spend a couple bucks. Go buy a ticket. That way, if you do win, you can come show your boy Jay some love. I'm going to get tickets once this stream stops. I can stop talking about stuff. And if I win, I think I'm going to up it to $200 for each one of my subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, click that bell, turn notifications. And if I win, I'm going to give all my subscribers $200. We'll throw a big party. Everybody come out, have some fun. There it is. There it is. Bob says, what payment would you take, Jay? Cash or payments? Oh, I need the cash, bro. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. I need that lump sum money. I need all mine. If I get the Powerball, you think I'm waiting for my money over 30 years? No, sir. I want my lump sum. Pay up to $450 million. Take your taxes. I know I'm probably gonna end up with like 300, 350, something like that. Whatever it is, cool. Give me that. Let me go in and get my team of CPAs and attorneys and all those kind of people that I need to manage this money, and I'm riding off to the sunset. Guess what? I'm still going to be on YouTube. I'm still streaming. I'm just going to be streaming from like an undisclosed island. You know, that's just how I'm going to do it. I'll be like right on the beach calling the games with you guys. Have a nice little drink with an umbrella in it and all that kind of stuff. Have on like a flower t-shirt, you know, or one of those flower polos. That's probably how I would do it at that point. The drawing. I think the drawing is 10 o'clock. Powerball drawing time. Yeah, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Sorry, I was an hour behind. 10:59 p.m. Eastern Standard. That's the time. Shout out to Robert, says you can invest that, take the money. Yeah, Yeah, you don't want those guys sitting on your money for 30 years. You want all your money. And this is not financial advice. I know I got to probably throw that out there. Don't let them sit on your money for 30 years, right? You get your money, you disperse it how you need to. And, obviously you got to be smart about it, though. You don't want 300 and something million sitting in one bank. You got to disperse those funds. You got to buy real estate, get you some commodities, get some stocks, get some businesses. You got to move that money around. You can't just let it sit in one bank because something could happen, and then you'd be looking real crazy. So, yeah. Shout out to Sheila, says, dang, you sound like the big jackpot, Jay. Listen, I've already got it figured out. Like, I have a plan for this, right? I'm not just someone that goes and buys a ticket and, like, I hope that I win, and I don't know what I'm going to do after. I've got the whole plan figured out. Trust me, if Jay won the Powerball, the Mega Millions, the plan is laid out. All right? Best believe, you guys probably wouldn't hear from me for like a week, but after everything's all taken care of and settled, it would be like the biggest and best stream ever in history. Could you imagine, though? And I'm sure nobody else has done this, but could you imagine if like someone actually played the Powerball and like live streamed that they won it and was like the only person in history to do it? That's what I would do. I would like live stream it with the ticket and like watch it go down and then like play it back and then just like vanish for a week. That's how it would go. I'd have to dip out because you guys know how that goes. So yeah. Sirius says land, and more land. Yeah, you got to buy land. Real estate. Boss up. Robert says, would you buy the Buffalo Bills if they were available? No, that's not enough money, man. Can't buy the Bills with $300 million. You need more than that. Maybe like 40 years ago you could. 30 years ago. Listen, it's crazy to say this, but $300 million really isn't like that much money when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's a ton of money for us, but when you're talking like buying like a football team or a baseball team or something like that, bro, it's in the billions now. Like you can like get into like a group, and that group's like come together, and it's like you all put $250 million together, and your billion adds up, and they go make an offer for a team. But even then, like it's like it's a management team, and there's all kinds of people involved, and all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of red tape. Like a regular person who won the lottery couldn't just go out and buy an NFL team or like an NBA team. It just wouldn't happen. There's a lot that goes into that. Which, I mean, it makes sense because think about it. Think if someone just won $2 billion and now they own the Dallas Cowboys just because they decided to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Robert Debate says part owner. Yeah, so you'd be like, it wouldn't even really be you. It'd be like a company that you own, and then like that company owns a portion of the team. That's kind of how most of the big people do it when they buy those teams. It's normally rare that you have one specific person that fully owns a team, unless they obviously have the funds and the money for it. So yeah, schooling y'all today on some business economics when it comes to team buying. If you ever get $1 billion and you want to buy a sports team, don't go out and spend your whole $1 billion. Go get a team of people who are willing to invest in that team with you and put your funds together, and then go make an offer after you figure it out. So yeah, shout out to you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up, and of course subscribe, turn your notifications. It's your boy Jay. Everyone, have a good night.